Boxingego here. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon on the top of your screen to get notified when the latest new content drops. What up, fight world? It's your boy Ego and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button, also subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest of boxing. If you want to become part of the gang notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the super chats, channel donations, the Venmo, and the Patreon family. We are working. Now, Mikey Garcia, he's the topic of conversation right now. He called out Miguel Cotto. That fight's not happening. The Saddam Ali fight that I told you guys about previously was finalized today. So that's who Miguel Cotto was finishing his career with. And I'll probably do a separate video about that. And Mikey Garcia cleared the air because there was like reports coming out that him and Errol Spence and they turned down the Miguel Cotto fight. And Mikey Garcia, he clarified that, stating that Golden Boy, Oscar De La Hoya and Golden Boy, they wanted options on Mikey Garcia, meaning if they gave him the Miguel Cotto fight, who's retiring, right? This is said to be his last fight in December, then he would be under contract under Golden Boy. And right now he's kind of in free agency and he's been doing well for himself ever since the Top Rank lawsuit where he had a little standoff with Top Rank and didn't fight for 2.5 years. And he's gotten a title shot with Dejan Zlaticanin. He had a tune-up fight before that with Elias Rojas, and then he got a Broner fight, which I'm sure was a decent to very good payday for him. You know what I mean? So the way he's looking at it makes a whole lot of sense. I told you guys, I gave the example. If you were married for some odd years and your girl cheats on you and you have a bad divorce and have to split custody of the kids and the dog and the house and, you know what I mean, go through a nasty divorce, you're probably, when you're on the dating scene, you're probably not going to be looking to link up and hurry up and remarry. You know what I mean? Without giving the proper amount of time. So I think that's kind of where Mikey Garcia's head's at, is like, I'm getting the big fights. My family is a recognized boxing family. I'm still getting big fights as a free agent, so I don't need a promoter. Now, Oscar De La Hoya, he actually, and the link is in the description. This is from a Los Angeles Times interview, but the link is in the description. Shout out to Lance Pugmire. Oscar De La Hoya was disagreeing with Mikey Garcia, saying that Mikey Garcia is a talent, and basically good fighters like that, they need the big fights and they need a promoter to manage and guide their career and have a vision. Yeah, right. And to me, I don't agree with what De La Hoya is saying. I think De La Hoya is once again using this opportunity to take a jab and a slight at Al Heyman. You know what I mean? He's like, they need more than just an advisor. He said something to that effect. So I think it's just a jab. But this is the thing is, like, just like Mayweather McGregor, when you do these public, as an alpha male, I'm trying to give you guys game about being an alpha male. As an alpha male, you never let them see you sweat. You know what I'm saying? So if you're going through hard times, this, that, you never let them see you sweat. And I think De La Hoya, one of his problems is publicly, he kind of wears his heart on his sleeve, and you know when something's bothering him. He even did this as a fighter. See, I know my boxing. I'll take it back. When Ricardo Mayorga was talking shit to him at the press conference, just watch his face. He's just looking all mad, like he's just like, you know, biting his lip and shit, and looking pissed off. Same thing when Floyd Mayweather was bringing out chickens and like, Oscar, you a bitch. Oh, I'm so scared. And he was doing all that. Oscar looked visibly like rattled, like he's just so angry. And you had to be able to mask that, because even like Floyd, who's a great fighter, he can mask that. There's times where like Ruben Guerrero, and De La Hoya was there, so he could attest to this, because Golden Boy was working with Floyd at the time. But at the time, Ruben Guerrero was like, you guys like this guy, woman beater? He beat up his wife. You know what I mean? He's doing all this random raving, and Floyd's just sipping his coffee like nothing. You know what I mean? Like not having a poker face. You know what I'm saying? De La Hoya needs to work on his poker face. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. But it just looks salty. Like Mikey Garcia, he said it was a good offer, it's a cool offer, but he feels he could do better on his own. So to do a public interview where you're like, oh, you're really making a mistake, I mean, what is that doing? To me, that doesn't really, it just makes you look salty. Like if Mikey Garcia, he heard your offer, if he wants it, I'm sure he'll come to you. You know what I'm saying? But to make it like he's making the wrong choice and stuff, I don't know. I just don't agree with that. And like I said, with the marriage example, if you go through a bad marriage, it's not even anything against Golden Boy or Al Heyman, PBC. You go through a bad marriage and divorce, you're probably not, you know what I mean, you're going to be timid. You're not going to be in the mood to just jump into any kind of contract, because the contract was what had you fucked up to begin with Top Rank. You know what I mean? You didn't like it after the Gamboa fight, whatever happened, and you didn't like the way things were set up, and you, as a result, wasted prime years of your career, 2.5 years, dealing with some bullshit. Andre Ward knows about this too, who's now retired, but he had issues with Goose and Tudor and his contract and things like that. And those standoffs and those types of situations, any kind of hearings or courts or legal warfare, it's not fun. You know what I mean? Mikey Garcia, he was doing some other stuff, I think, like police academy stuff, but I mean, he's trying to make a livelihood, and you have to stay motivated to try to stay in shape, because you know you may fight again. That has to be hard. So I don't think it's necessarily anything against Golden Boy. I think Mikey Garcia is just, he's more cautious now. He learned from that experience, and that's what it is. And I feel him. To get COTTO, why can't you just have a once and done? COTTO's about to retire anyway. Why would I have to be locked into a contract with you in order to, you know what I mean? And that's, to me, that shows that Golden Boy they need stars, because they're trying to lock the Errol Spences and Mikey Garcia's down in the contracts, so they're exclusive to them. But you know what I mean, people aren't going for that. And like I said, Mikey Garcia, I'm sure in his past 2-3 fights, he's made some good money with Broner, especially getting a title shot at lightweight, where he's now a champion. You know what I mean, with Dejan Zlaticanin, co-main events. So I mean, I don't see what he's doing. I don't see that as being wrong. You know what I mean? Unless something changes. Now, I agree with De La Hoya in the sense of, if you're not a Mikey Garcia, like Mikey Garcia's brother was a fighter. You know what I mean? He comes from a fight family. He has a ton of coverage in terms of, like, you know what I mean, ES News and roundtables and stuff like that. So my point being is he's already established the brand. People know the Garcia family in the boxing world. You know what I mean? I see him at fights and things of that sort. So I agree with De La Hoya in the sense of, if you're not an established brand, an established name, then you probably need a promoter to keep putting you on cards and to build up your profile. But once you get to a certain level where you have a name, I think you can kind of like navigate it and do it on a case-by-case basis. So that's my little thoughts. I had to clear that up and give my thoughts on De La Hoya, what he had to say. I don't think Mikey Garcia is doing himself a disservice. I think he's just being cautious. You know what I mean? Because Floyd tried to sign him, Floyd Mayweather, and he didn't take that offer too. So I don't think it's anything against any of these guys. I think he's more cautious now after going through what he went through. But in the Los Angeles Times article, one of the closing paragraphs, it says that a person that's being highly considered is Robert Easter Jr., which would be a great fight. Mike Garcia, to my knowledge, is still the champion. Even though he fought at 140, he's still the lightweight champion. Hadn't had to vacate, so that would be a unification against a very good fighter in Robert Easter Jr. And like I said, if you're getting those type of opportunities back to back to back, then I mean, there's nothing De La Hoya or anyone else could say that, you know what I mean? Obviously, the people who are around you have a vision, because those are some good fights. Back Broner, and then fighting Broner's little bro, Robert Easter, who's also a champion at lightweight, in a unification. You know what I mean? And props to Mikey Garcia. If he does fight Robert Easter Jr. next, he kind of came out the gates like Tupac when he came out of jail. Out old Bill, fresh out of jail. You know what I mean? Where he's full of life and full, like, being on the sidelines got him motivated, because I mean, the dude, he took on the champion Dejan Zlaticanin, moved up for Broner, moved up 5 pounds, then beat Broner very decisively. I was at the fight. And then called out COTTO, right? Says he's down to scrap with Jorge Linares. According to this report on Los Angeles Times, a person of interest is Robert Easter Jr., because Linares is not available until early next year sometime. So they're trying to get Mikey Garcia fight in December or January. So, you know what I mean? I really have no complaints. It looks like Mikey Garcia is hungry, and he's trying to get those prime fights. I mean, he called out Lomachenko. He said, let's make it happen. If we can make the business make sense, let's go. Let's have at it. You know what I mean? He rolled up on Lomachenko, and Lomachenko was promoting the Mariaga fight in the green screen. You know, you got to stay tuned in the channel, and then you'll know all these little instances that I'm talking about. But shout out to Mikey Garcia. In my honest opinion, I just wanted to give my thoughts. I don't think he's doing anything wrong by staying in this free agency. And to be honest, I don't blame him. It's just like the music industry. There's a lot of people who prefer. There's a rapper from Philly named AR Ab. He worked with Cassidy and different people like that. But he did an interview with DJ Vlad recently, and he says that Lil Wayne and Birdman offered to sign him. And he said he looked at the contract and he was just like, nah, I'm cool. Like, I make that type of money right now. You know what I mean? Why be in a contract with you, like a 360 deal or whatever? I can make that type of money right now. So I appreciate the offer, and you guys looking at it, we're still cool. But I could do this independently and do better. And I think that's kind of the mindset of Mikey Garcia right now. Let me know your thoughts. Link in the description. Drop your comments in the comment section. Make sure you smash the like button as always. Hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video is Ego signing off. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxingego, the future of boxing.